wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq. Of Ukraine.
Wars have been fought over oil. In a short matter of time, they will be fought over war.
You look excited. We're here. Episode 26.
26.
That's right. That's right. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just finishing up my got a Call of Duty game. I'm almost done here. I'm just lining up this shot, and then we should. Okay. All right. Missed it.
You hit it?
You know, no. Next game. Yeah. So yeah, we're here. 26th episode. We've done it.
Yeah.
I'm Lucid Fox of all the different places with the name Lucid Fox on the internet. You know the ones. Every single one. Yeah.
Left Leg Vets.
That's right.
On Twitch and on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
And not a lot going on. This might be a tough one.
Yeah, pretty uneventful. I think a lot of people have said this, and I don't know if I agree or not, but pretty uneventful week. Really nothing going on during the week either. Just the whole weekend, everything was robust. So,
actually, there was this. There's like a seafood boil truck type of thing that'll come by.
I love those.
They do the rounds at the grocery stores. You can order, a bunch of. I didn't order anything. It's Trump's a damn bullet dodger.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm sorry. I just don't understand. This guy's got. Somebody said it. This guy's got plot armor, and yeah, it's kind of wild. I don't know how. I don't know. Like it's like the movie Wanted, where Angelina Jolie learns how to curve the bullets and shit.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm not sure how you do that,
I don't even know where we start, honestly, right?
Yeah.
How do we start a podcast after the fucking goddamn former president almost gets his wig split on live TV?
I thought that we in some ways we're kind of back. That some people thought that the 80s really Francis Fukuyama and whatnot thought that these things were bygone. I mean, in a way, on the other side, I guess they kind of don't matter, and the status quo is still maintained. But for a second, it was looking like maybe it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it looked like the status quo might have been unmaintained for a little bit.
Maybe some things were going to happen there. Yeah.
I think maybe the first thing before we actually get into what any of this means.
Yeah.
I think it is important to notice the resiliency in the American public.
Human spirit. Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, specifically the American public, okay?
Yeah.
We now are uniquely positioned to deal with a shooting of any caliber, right? And just go along, right? It's all and that's where it's just it's kind of this weird feeling where we've been so desensitized to shootings that even, it changes the political narratives, but we're just going along. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
Ride.
And this is where too, when Shinzo Abe,
and I don't just mean the American, I mean even in the flesh, the people that were at the rally, the only people, you hear those screams in the clip, and I've watched that clip fucking, dozens of times, across broadcasts, myself and everything else. But The only people that are really screaming are the people in the immediate area, you know? Probably the ones that saw that dude get fucking clapped, like everything like that. Past that, everyone's wandering around like fucking feed cattle, you know? Like they're just like, well,
their phones to record. Like,
getting it for the gram, you know? It's just like,
they're instantly taking selfies.
Is wrong? Like, I get it. Like watching that. I get it. People in other countries, they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with America?" Like,
so
yeah,
it's like,
dude.
dog, this is how we live, man. Oh, someone got shot. Okay,
we are fundamentally broken. Actually,
yeah, but am I going to be late for work because I, just get out of the way? I don't care, actually.
God, man, yeah.
So,
am I gonna be late for work? Yeah, I mean that's kind of it. Sure.
So yeah. Like, let's just, give ourselves one for just standing by and doing nothing over all of the horrific gun violence that has plagued our country over the decades and decades. It's prepared us. It has steeled our soul so that this can happen. And like, we're just going to move along, only talk about it as it refers to the rat race. And, that's kind of nice.
That's it. Yeah, it's kind of chill, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Man.
Kind of nice.
Fuck. Nice.
What
a time. But yeah, like it's wild to just see. Yeah, this is it. This is just normal, baby. It's how we live our lives.
I mean, like, that's where it's just like RNC started up. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's back to
Also
can
true.
Biden speak, like.
But it's barely back to can Biden. I mean, like, you and I are asking can Biden speak, but I think the Democrats, besides Nancy Pelosi, I guess, have just resigned themselves to like, well, this is it.
Yeah, which, man,
and maybe they're going to wait until the end of the RNC. Maybe this is like calculated, Yeah. I don't know.
Well, this is what, like, we should try and organize this whole fucking thing because it's just like a whirlwind of shit.
Yeah.
The shooting. Insane that some dude could get up on a roof 148 yards from a former president, regardless of who the fuck they are, get a shot off. There's groups of people yelling. There's a guy on a roof with a gun. There's reported a cop literally was raised up onto the roof. The guy pointed the gun at him. The cop just went, nope, and went back down.
Yeah, nope. That's so true. Yeah, I'm done.
I'd nope out too.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not my job to be a cop, but I mean, and like Trump is looking at a chart to the right.
Yeah.
And then
for some reason, again, how did this guy like have the, ability to just like look over,
It's so crazy, dude.
Wild. Actually wild.
And then I'm like replay, gets his ear and he goes down, Secret Service. And this is where, honestly, like, I really feel like it gets into the absurdity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, someone getting a shot off on a president or former president. Historically, it's happened. We've had a few of those in our history. Having, there's not a video of Ronald Reagan standing up after he got shot and pumping up his fist and saying, fight. Right. This is where Trump, as an insane maniac of a political beast or just a self-serving narcissist. Right.
Yeah.
At first, like, get my shoes. I need my shoes. And like, oh, what if he's a chocolate, small bean? I need my shoes. Right. And then there's just multiple times where he like stops the Secret Service from moving so he could just pump his fist and scream, fight, 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 USA, USA.
Yeah.
They get him into the car.
Like, you and I will never know that high, man, because once he realized he was good, that everything was okay, actually, and he was alive, Like that had to have been the craziest rush where he's just like, oh,
and that's where
I can do anything.
This is something that I think is like, like as far as like the security failure that all of this was, that's leading to a whole lot of, blue and red MAGA just like reeling.
Jesus Christ.
But the idea that like, because like you could hear in like the replays, like the shooter down actually getting picked. So like there's like the Secret Service that are like on Trump. They're saying like get down, red team go, whatever the hell. And you hear shooter down, and maybe like Trump is just saying, hey, whatever threat there was is done.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to have to get into the car and get the hell out of here, but let's juice this for whatever we can get. I don't know, what I'm saying? Like, this is just what I see. Like after he goes down and comes back up, it makes more sense if I pretend there's a wrestling ring around him.
Yeah.
It only really makes sense in that of like the kayfabe needs to be turned on right now.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like, how did they didn't know that was the only shooter, right? That's where this is a huge problem that he was able to, stand up and keep pumping and cheering, is that if there was another shooter somewhere, like, a lucky miss becomes, just the bad day. But and then you got the crowd, right? Like you say, you got some people who are absolutely horrified, and those are the few and far between.
Yes.
Then you've got people who just start pulling out their phones. They're just like watching, like, oh, hey, what's going on here? And then you've got people who start attacking the media. And saying, you did this.
Yeah.
And God bless America. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I have
what
no idea
what
what
a
else
time, that we can, and honestly, it's a time for unity, Marcus. Like, what a time that every, whether you're Democrat or Republican, all Americans are just attacking the media right now. Just heartwarming, really. Wow.
How we really come together.
Crazy, like just like a small step back from like the couple of days before, like it's really become just common now for Democratic pundits to just go full like God, man, the rally that happened the day before, the Biden one in Michigan, where he's just like, and some people in the media are saying that I'm mixing up my words, and you just get like this chorus of like boos. So it's like, man, we're so fucked.
Oh yeah.
I know there's things that make a Biden rally functionally different from a Trump rally, et cetera, but man, like there's too many similarities at this point to really fucking.
It's worse, actually.
Yeah.
Right? If you actually, understanding who's in a Biden rally, these are people who are cleared by Secret Service because they can't hold actual rallies. They have to get as many people they already know.
Yes.
Love Joe Biden into a room. And like you're talking about 200 people in Detroit, Michigan that they're able to get.
Yeah.
When like, and like, but those are the people, right? Those are like union, like the SEIU, like like administrative staff, probably, what I'm saying? Like these are like Democratic Party ops and their families, what I'm saying? These are people who know that they like, whether they love Joe Biden or not, they have to cheer for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
But then when they say, some people in the media, and they just, a lot of working class professional people, these are the people who have always said you shouldn't, these are the people who were like saying that like you shouldn't demonize and this, whatever. Yeah. And they're just falling right into, the same shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I said it earlier today. I just think like it's very easy to see that a lot of liberals, like if it wasn't for Trump just being, so mean or whatever, Maybe on like if he was in their party, you know, if he had never done the switch from Democrat to Republican, they'd be like, oh, okay.
Well,
yeah. You know?
yeah.
It's fun. Like they did the lock him up chant shit too. It's just
well, this is like, and this is where like I think the shooting too though is like it set people reeling into all these different ideas of how this could happen.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like when Trump has got that, like, you know, like the picture, which like people were already getting like tattooed on their fucking body.
Jesus Christ, man. The tattoos were so
like,
quick.
You know, he's
print
chanting,
shops, I expected. Like those motherfuckers work on a different type of level than we do. But tattoos, man.
It's a little bit much. But
it's wild.
The conspiracies surrounding it. And I mean, there's like a congressman, you know, who used to be like a sniper in like the military.
Yeah.
And he was on CNN saying, oh, I don't know. And like the CNN lady's like, okay, hey, you're a congressman. So like, if you're saying this, you know, you're a congressman, former sniper security guy, you know, if you're saying this, and then like he's just, you know, and well, he is a chud for one.
Yes.
But the way he does spell it out is if you do look at these glaringly, obviously security failures,
yes,
it's hard not to think that, you know, and I would agree with that. It is wholly irresponsible for him to say that on CNN. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether he's thinking it or not. Because that's what feeds into the crazy shit.
Well, but he wants the clicks, he wants the views, you know,
but
somebody that's with the administration would be much smarter and you know,
it is
that,
impossible though not to think that because there's like you know, if
but
there was even
the
one thing
was
where
doing that like, night too, they're just like. We actually have breaking news that the Trump cavalcade requested protection multiple times and was denied by the current Secret Service administration. I'm like, that's a lie, first of all. But second of all, it just like continues to feed into this like, well, everything the government does is substandard. Like there is glaring flaws in what happened with the Secret Service. But like to say that, you know, they have denied Trump and they haven't given him these things, it's just, you know, it's feeding into this punish Trump narrative and not thinking about the ramifications of just like, hey, you're just making people so much crazier.
Yeah. And that's where if there were like a few more details, even like, hey, you know, this kid used a blow dart.
Yeah,
you know, to you know, poison blow dart and put the two security guards, you know, or two security in the right place to sleep, and he sneaks up on there. Then this whole thing kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, this whole thing makes a little bit more sense.
I mean, part of it just sounds like, you know, failure. Like they decided to coordinate with like local like officers and everything like that. It sounds like a lot of them fell through. You know,
well,
like
there's reporting that there was a meeting on the roof or in the building prior to, you know, like the meeting was like a spot of like the central thing, and it's just like, or like, you know, so it's just, it's hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's where sometime, you know, I just have to relegate to like one day I woke up years ago.
Yeah.
And there's a little news alert and it said, President Donald Trump is looking to Dennis Rodman to help with the North Korea crisis.
Yeah.
That was a real headline. That happened.
It's crazy. Yeah.
If you would have gone back 10 years from that moment and you would have told me that, like I would have never believed you.
Yeah.
And sometimes life is a little wacky, you know, and I don't know that it just can't be that, you know, no one knows anything.
Yeah.
Like there's many more details coming out, and he went to Home Depot and bought the step ladder like the day before. That's what it is. Funny to see it's like the Home Depot manager have to say, we don't condone trying to assassinate the president with our step ladders.
Yeah.
But
in this particular situation, we regret that the Home Depot could help. All right. Sorry for that.
Don't make your home improvement projects murdering the fucking former president.
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh man. But no, it is. There are a lot of things that are just how did this happen type of thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the problems of any of this that I think people should focus on is, why are there so many guns?
Yeah.
And that's where it's does that family need 20 guns? They had 21 guns.
Yeah.
Do they, why is our society like this? Why are we the only society where there's a household of a kid that shot at the president?
Yeah.
And it's got 21 guns, and
people are kind of homosexuals, they're just kind of.
And it's just, it's one thing, it's just, no, it doesn't, it's nonsensical. At the end of the day, most countries aren't founded with a provision in their founding documents that people should have guns.
Yeah.
Or at least haven't been manipulated to the point where that's just effectively anybody gets a gun. You know what I'm saying? These are not normal. This is not normal. And it's going about how he's bullied, and there's a lot, just without trying to go into, did Joe Biden in, the last moments of salience that he's got in this world, plan a hit on Trump because the Supreme Court said that he could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's no, he didn't. That's, this is where it's just you can't.
I'm still fielding from live friends do you think maybe just a little, not too much, but just a little bit staged? And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Maybe he just got in touch. Trump just got in touch with somebody. He just wanted to make himself look better. I'm like, fuck, man. God, we are an all-time low for media trust and media literacy, and it is kind of hell. That normal people don't know what to make of this situation. Either they've been desensitized to it, or they've been disillusioned by the reality of the moment, where they're just well, there has to be these insane fucking explanations for it. It can't just be that, some kid kind of wandered past security and, nobody really paid him that much mind, and he got up and did a thing, these are things that happen. This is shit that's happened through the years. This is how assassinations occurred. I bet you Shinzo Abe had no fucking idea that this kid was gonna fucking knock him out with a doohickey 2 years ago. Just out of nowhere, this kid's walking by and boom, wanders on.
Well, that's the thing.
For a unification church, had no idea. All of those things coalescing. Sometimes weird shit just does happen.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that the lengths that someone would have to go, right, to assassinate a former prime minister in Japan.
Yeah.
This guy took rifles.
Sometimes this guy sometimes you get all the slots and lines up and you get a jackpot. All right.
That's the thing. Is this kid, he was able to go to the range and practice shooting the day before or 2 days before.
Yeah.
He was just able to take his gun that he already had, and go out there and practice, and buy ammo, and
a lot of these things are very unremarkable. Yeah.
And oh my, because now there's ammo fucking ammunition.
Yeah.
There's ammo vending machines now.
Yeah. Which is crazy because like my argument against them is different. Obviously, it's just like, why would you pay that markup? Like, you can just get it so much cheaper. But also, like, it's just like, it's a thing for like people that are, fetishists to go to, right? Like, they're like, oh yeah, I bought it. It's like, it's the equivalent of buying headphones at the fucking airport. It's like, what are you doing? You're paying like $100 over fucking asking price. Come on.
And I mean, just like go to the, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if you don't go to the snack stand and get you those $20 marked up, you know what I'm saying? Because like, there's just no point.
Yeah.
Right. Just get the A to B and then do whatever you got to do,
Yeah.
Because
it
looks all nice and fancy in there.
Well, I mean, first of all, yeah, this kid just some of the things, yes. Like these are things that have to like really kind of fall in line for it to occur, but it's still, it happens. But a lot of it is just, shit that, like, honestly, like, you can make fun of Elon Musk because he's an idiot and also trying to make it about himself when he's like, 2 people tried to kill me in the past 8 months. But like, realistically, yeah, that is a thing that happens to high profile people. There are fucking deranged people in this world and they try to kill him sometimes.
I mean, like, I'm gonna cry for Selena, right?
Yeah, like this is just a guy that got 2 steps. That. Yeah. This is a guy that got close enough, but still missed, It occurs. Weird stuff. The world is a strange place. Weird stuff happens all the time. Imagine fucking Lee Harvey Oswald's chagrin that he was just, going to set up like a CIA fucking patsy plot to shoot, but then miss, maybe get a couple of years in federal. And then somebody in the grassy knoll actually shoots JFK, like... Weird shit happens, man.
Strange. Strange things.
Like, he's like, motherfucker, I wasn't supposed to do that. I hit the tree behind him, shit. Like,
so many of the other people involved became president of the United States. It's just pretty weird.
Pretty strange, A lot of things, happen. The world's just
questions.
The world's just a strange place, man. Like, if you try to like make sense out of it and you're like, well, actually, I can't see this being real. It's like all sorts of strange shit that happens all the time, man.
Yeah.
We just have dumb logic seeking brains that try to find like sense of it, but a lot of times
and it's just I don't know, and I think like even like getting back, like this like last thing I guess about like the shooting, itself is, like I said, it's like we live in a country, where this type of thing is just so regular. Like it's like, would any other nation just go about their day like this?
Yeah.
Would any other nation, when this happens, just kind of...
It is crazy. I thought we would have like nationwide like prayer circles and I mean, like you look, for the post-Reagan shooting, I guess he was in the hospital and everything like that. So there's some differences there, but still, like you would think there would be like week-long prayer, like churches and shit. Honestly, it's just kind of like par for the course at this point. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's so special? Someone got shot.
And if we're being really honest, it just speaks to the, like, not that I'm not worried that Trump might still not come and win or whatever, but it does speak to the flaw, like the failings of the Democrats are the failings of the Democrats. And if they lose, the reason is because they put forward somebody like Joe Biden, because realistically, if the Trump campaign is unable to capitalize off of the sympathy of, a near assassination, like it speaks to the incredible fucking weakness of his campaign, man.
Well,
like that's wild.
Yeah, I think this is, a good, the transition.
As we're moving to talking about the RNC that just began. Yeah, like the only people that really care are the people that are at the RNC right now, and that's not a lot of people actually.
Well, in this case, this is the interesting thing is that with the post debate,
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the Democrats are like, oh, shit, we actually have to drive some type of narrative.
Yeah.
Then you start hearing a lot about Project 2025.
Yes.
I'm saying, like, the Democrats figured out how to exercise a muscle they always had.
Yes.
Which was the ability, since you're an elected official, to say words that news people play on television.
Yeah.
It's this crazy fucking thing.
Turns out, you can do this thing.
Yeah.
But not anymore because Trump got shot, so you can't.
Well, and that's where, there was this, hey, Project 2025, start pushing for the RNC. And that's where I think is like there's a dangerous, smart fascist.
Yeah.
And maybe, literally they might just be calling Steve Bannon in prison.
Yeah.
Because
they've stepped away from that, which is very interesting. Like Trump stepped away from the more populist notions.
That's the point. That's the point,
because
right?
Of Steve Bannon.
They are hearing the oh shit, like they're coming after the Project 25. They're pointing at it. They don't like it. They know for the campaign. They think the campaign, somebody, and that's where there's the smart fascist that knows sometimes they do have to wear a mask.
Yes.
Not the hood. No. Not the hood. The normal person mask.
Yeah.
And so someone is trying to put the normal person mask on the Republican Party. Good luck.
Well, I mean, and that's very hard when they pick somebody like JD fucking Vance, like they pick this maniac, and it's like, what, that's a throw move, man. I'm sorry. Like if you're a savvy, I mean, but it speaks to these things. So I said this earlier, like Trump picking JD Vance is his first choice, like he didn't get a choice with Mike Pence. They said, hey, we need to put somebody that's anchored, that gets the evangelicals next to you, and you're just going to deal with it. And he said, okay, I don't care. But this JD Vance, that's his selection. And I think it is very distilled down to its purest essence. His son, Donald Trump Jr., was saying like a week or two ago, he was like, I was talking to my dad, and my dad was like, how do you like JD Vance? And he was like, I think he looks good on TV. And I think that was the moment in Donald Trump's brain where he was just like, that's the guy for me.
See, everybody loves him.
That's it. That's how fucking he's so vibes. He's so shallow, that was probably the moment where he's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's where like the 100%. Like this is like what like this is how Trump. That's how he makes his final decisions.
Yeah,
This is where like the whole, like The Apprentice.
Yes.
Right? Like The Apprentice is looking into the mind of this guy.
That is how he fucking views the world.
Like people get to talk around him. He'll listen. And then, I like this. And that's where, when you talk about Doug Burgum and JD Vance, the rest of the like VP coterie, of the Tim Scott, Rubio.
Shout out to Tim Scott canceling a wedding, after already doing all that planning. It's got to be tough for him,
Which he was continuing to be so pathetic with his RNC speech. It's amazing how much of a loser that guy is.
Donald, I lost my virginity and everything. I don't understand. What more can I do?
I selling myself for nothing. But out of all of them, you kind of see not only where, like Kristi Noem shot herself in the dog.
Not just that. I told Chad, did you read, listen, a lot of people talked about the dog thing. Did you read further into that fucking book that was being written about her? Like to the part where her dad and his friends like had a servant, and they cooked and fed this fucking cat to the servant. Yeah, man.
My
just
God.
like her whole family is demonic, man.
Oh my God.
So it's just, I know the dog thing played, but like that whole book is just full of disgusting fucking crazy secrets. Like this lady is insane.
Oh my God.
Like,
wow. Oh,
they were like, we didn't like him because he complained too much, so we fed a cat to him. And it's like, Jesus Christ. I think he complained about like a fucking, permanent injury, and they were like, he's whining too much.
Better feed him some cat.
And that's the family she comes from, and it's like, but yeah, like shot her son. She got like too weird. Because if you would have asked me 2 months ago, I think Christy Nome still would have taken it. Pre like weird dog stuff.
I was holding on to hope that Trump was always just waiting in the wings for the Sarah Huckabee Sanders choice.
Man, she's such a bad choice. She doesn't do anything for him. But yeah, maybe like
what
she
are you
sucked
talking
up
about?
Enough. Yeah.
She is his greatest defender. Okay. Oh, you say fucking Brianna Tarth didn't do shit for the headless guy? Are you kidding me?
It's the same with JD Vance.
She would have never let him get shot in the ear. I know that for a fact.
Mr. President, she would have jumped right in front of him. Yeah,
she's just so awesome in front of a camera answering questions. Okay,
she's so insane. Dude. I love it so much.
The podium got the best of her.
Yeah,
but no, but then it's like when it comes down and that's where too. It's like. I 100% believe the only reason that Marco Rubio was even in the talks is because that was like one of Trump's like, I'm just fucking with this guy because I hate him.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, hey, put some cameras in his room. I want to see what he does when I tell him he's not the president. He's not going to get VP. It's going to be great. Yeah, 100%.
But then it gets down to Doug Burgum, JD Vance, and I think it's a lot of like business accoutrement, money to back them up, and the money connections to that can help fund the campaign. But then it comes down to he just asked his son this one-off. What do you think of JD? Looks good on the tapes, and like that's just it. And there's there's a lot of buzz around like Elon Musk, trying to lobby for it, and that's where it's like, it's not so much that I think Elon Musk influenced Trump as much as Elon Musk promised a bunch of fucking money to the campaign if it was JD Vance. And he's part of the Peter Thiel crew, and like Vivek Ramaswamy is like, they are old college buddies, so there is kind of like a new wave of capital that I also do, not to, who gets in the mind of Trump, but like Trump has been shunned by old money because he's a dipshit.
Yes.
And this is a form of the capitalist class that he just feels more comfortable with. Yeah. Because they are like more of a Roger Stone insane fascist.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Peter, like that, I think that is the best argument. Like, but I don't know if he takes that into account. Like, I think that's the best argument for JD Vance is that he gets access to Peter Thiel, and he also has access to Elon Musk, apparently, who's giving him $35 million a month. So, whatever, I guess. Yeah. But 100%. The establishment types like never really like respect him, never really want to like hobnob with him and everything. So you might as well get like these more insane elements of, the edges of conservatism to kind of like wander in instead.
And just the way things go, there's a few, of some of the most insane fascists that are like, on that ride, Trump a little bit, that are like upset with like JD Vance. I think there's a lot of established Republicans that aren't happy, but you're already going along with Trump, people will say, oh, well, he's, doesn't have experience. He's only been a senator for 2 years. And it's like, once again, Trump is the top of the ticket. He had, so, and then you kind of get down into like what they're presenting him as, as like this kid raised in, poor part of southeastern Ohio. So Southwest Ohio, Pennsylvania area of fucking Ohio. And, goes to the Marine Corps and goes to college at Ohio State. And then, and it's like this type of rags to riches thing that they're trying to present him as, when, it just kind of seemed like he was able to, get the right answer on the test and then just be a snake, and like, and and that's where like his book, where it is a he has disdain for like working class people and people in poverty that he grew up around, and that gets a little bit massaged out in the movie, right? But it is completely sanitized as JD Vance is now delivered as the VP pick, where he knows what it's like, and he knows what it's like. He hates these people. And that might be one of the things that Trump actually likes, is like behind closed doors, like, they're just shitting on the poors together,
Sure.
That's,
also there was the other, there was like an op-ed in between, like right now and when they announced last night. I was just remembering, like, there was another, like, besides the Donald Trump Jr. comment, there was another one where, like, Trump was just like, he's got beautiful blue eyes, it's great on TV, It's like, Jesus Christ. He just, he's just a young buck and Trump's into him. Like, I get it.
And I will say the only reason too is that why JD Vance could get away with having a beard is if you look at JD Vance without a beard, you understand why Trump says this is fine. Actually,
I've got a friend that said beards are makeup for men, and like that's no truer when you look at JD Vance without one. It's like the first VP pick since 1916 with a beard. He needed it, man. I get it.
Yeah.
God, what a weird freak though, man. Like literally, politically, again, it's a money thing, because politically this guy, he underperformed Trump by like double digits in Ohio. Like he's a shit politician. Like he's absolute dog shit.
I have to wonder if JD Vance, because of his stance on abortion.
Yeah.
So this is where I think that the whole unity ticket also involves bringing in someone who is willing to say no excuses on abortion.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where, it's definitely not a Mike Pence. Yeah. But it's something to, maybe get the evangelicals that are upset that not allow, getting rid of abortion nationwide got taken off the platform, for the first time in 30 years or some shit.
Well, apparently he took the abortion thing off his website as well. So I don't know how they want to message that, honestly.
That's where I think they want to just tell all their sycophants to shut the fuck up until we get elected. Because Trump has alluded to that of like, we got to win.
Yeah,
I know you're passionate, but we got to win, folks. Trump knows the crowd way more than most of the people, or at least way more than the rest of the Republicans in the room. And that's where, like at the end of the day, it didn't. I don't think it really mattered whoever the VP pick is going to be.
No.
Well, I think between JD Vance and Burgum. JD Vance does better against Kamala Harris in a debate than Burgum does.
Absolutely. Not even a question. Like Kamala would have fucking destroyed Doug Burgum, just ripped him to pieces.
On the signage, Trump Pence, Trump Vance. You don't have to even mess with the sizing.
Yeah. People got it on their trucks right now. They can just squiggly out like the Pence turn into Vance.
Yeah. So, but it didn't really matter. People are going to either go with, just going to be Trump and Biden.
Yeah.
And I think, in a way, like I was saying, like the RNC is attempting, especially after the assassination attempt. So like Project 2025, they sanitized the messaging for that going into the RNC. Like they started switching up their speeches to be more calm. Senator fucking Johnson from Wisconsin, he accidentally gave his Norm in his first speech.
Amazing. He's so amazing. He's such a fucking loser, dude.
It's such a dipshit, dude.
I cannot get over what an absolute fucking loser he is. Yeah.
And I totally blame the Democrats for the reason that he is in that seat. They 100%. Did not fund, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they are trying to make themselves a little bit, sound nicer in the meantime, in like bringing out, Amber Rose, which who knows?
Yeah. 50
what
Cent's
that
going to be
did for-
this week, you know?
Oh God. I'm sorry.
They're really, they're really getting everybody.
Yeah. And so,
They had Lee Greenwood there last night, he was.
yeah. Well, So they're trying to now present as this Trump is the guy bringing America together.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they're doing hey, listen.
Sean O'Brien, part of the unity message.
I can't believe Sean O'Brien has betrayed the memory of Fidel Castro and everyone else that fought for. Yeah. Sean O'Brien delivering a speech that needed to be delivered at the RNC, maybe,
this is where,
for multiple reasons.
Where I have concerns of does this do more harm than good? What's the harm that I'm talking about? The labor movement is still largely in the same position it was before he gave the speech, right? However, does this, basically, because how it works for not only just a union leader, but any leader of a civic organization that it gets to interlock with the, power structure.
Yes.
You make your demands, you lobby, they either do or they don't do it. And then after that, you either go out and talk shit to them, to your membership about them, or you go out and talk to the media about how good they are. Right.
Yeah.
I assume, so for one thing, when he's praising Josh Hawley and doing all these things, he's delivering on what he told Josh Hawley he was going to do if Josh Hawley did the things that he had asked prior.
He's delivering for those union members in Hawley's district, or in Hawley state, rather. He's absolutely. And I think that's just overall. I think he's at the RNC because we both know, unions are not fucking leftist within the United States. There's a lot of chuds. He is delivering for those members that, want to be heard, want to understand there's some idea of bipartisanship behind, this drive.
And this is where, because, someone that I know that's in, kind of lower level, of the union for the Teamsters, saying this wasn't something that was really cascaded in that disseminated down that, he was going to be there speaking. But that's why this is for the members who are, Republicans, where it's they're going to see it.
Yes.
But that's where though, it's just but that's where it's where this is just a dangerous game, is because these people are fascists, especially Josh Hawley. He has 100%. Explicitly said he's a nationalist, a Christian nationalist, and at that point where this is something that with anyone that decides to deal with the U.S. government, you soon realize if you only deal with good people, you don't do anything.
Yes.
And then, so once that goes away, how bad does it get? What is your constituency? What is your base? How does that play into, and what do you want?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think this is a middle-aged dude that grew up in Boston. Yeah. So there might be some blind spots, on this personal level.
But I think one, he's trying to maintain, obviously, I think he's trying to maintain a hold on power with the Teamsters, right? And those deliverables are important for that. Two, I'm not trying to take away agency from Sean O'Brien. Obviously, you can say there's some missteps in him showing up at the RNC, sure. But one, he's not platforming them; they're platforming him. He is getting more out of this than they kind of get out of him, etc. They don't get to say, "Oh, we're pro-union now," that's crazy. But he does get to say, I went to the RNC, I shared concerns, and also, Mr. Biden, if you realize that I was there because I did offer a plea to you just 2 months ago with the yellow company that is going to be going into bankruptcy and fucking over 30,000 union workers. Did you notice that the Republicans did want to hear me out on these things, or what are we going to do here? And it is. I don't disagree. It is dangerous bargaining. Like this is tough, but we are at a pivotal moment for like labor, and if one cannot, go through these channels that are supposed to be, hopeful for you, they're supposed to be listening to you, and that's where
that's where it's like, if talk about like what's the harm, I think honestly the most harm is giving Josh Hawley a good campaign, sure, a good campaign commercial. Is that going to make the difference? That's all in the organizing of the Democratic fucking party.
Yes,
right. He took the seat from Sarah McCaskill.
Yep.
Right. So like there's so much other things that are going around.
Why are the Dems not easily triangulating on this and able to like outfox the Republicans on labor? Yeah. Like why have we gotten to that point? Because
that's where like there's just and like that's where it's just I have no idea, but I think where the elephant in the room, as far as it comes to why Sean O'Brien wanted to speak at the RNC, and it was specifically to talk shit to Senator Mullen.
Yes, 100%. Man, so good. So fucking good, man. He hates this dude so fucking much. I was like, I know he's going to bring him up. The name passed his lips. I was like, motherfucker, yeah.
Right, because, was this a union leader just, trying to advocate for his workers? Yeah. Or was this some fucking prick bastard from Southie Boston that doesn't know how to get the chip off of his fuking shoulder? And you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, listen, if you've been to Boston, these motherfuckers are petty for life, all right?
Like, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
But no, him actually delivering, I'd say, and like where I could see any type of benefit, of actually delivering a message on to some of the local Republican people.
Yeah. Like the higher, brass and everything. They're all business, like, tyrants and shit like that.
But it is surprising that as he's delivering lines about how workers in the United States are getting screwed over by corporations, it's not raucous applause, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there is applause. You know what I'm saying? There are people who are listening to that and applauding in the RNC. And like, and this is the gamble that Sean O'Brien, you have to win this, is do those people see more solidarity in labor and then eventually come out of their violent fucking political ideology? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because if that isn't the eventual thing of making sure that there's more labor protections with, starting to actually like build up in like any type of like Republican sphere, whatever the hell. Yeah. And like, are those people going to give more solidarity to their union or to the Republican Party?
Sure.
And
I mean, that's, again, we're talking about gambles, right? It's like, you got to hope, because like worker unions are like a pathway to class consciousness, right? Like that is it. That is a necessary, like, hopefully a necessary, and it hasn't been that way a lot of the time in the United States, but that is the dream. That is what you're looking for, right? And you've got to hope that even the chuds amongst the ranks of the Teamsters are still realizing that they're better, like with their other union members and workers. And
because and this is where like it's got to be something that disseminates down, right? O'Brien speaks at the RNC. That needs to go down to every local. Yeah. Right. Especially any, right to work states of people trying to, or, this is where if you are then able to lobby local representatives
Yeah.
You know, that's where there could potentially be good, you know, of saying, hey, this guy was making a pro-labor message. You got Senator Hawley, who huge, you know, like this guy's he's an American Nazi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a white nationalist.
Yeah.
But like use it if someone in labor is able to use his name, the connection with Sean O'Brien to get better labor rights, like that's better than not, I guess, right? Because at the end of the day, like Senator Josh Hawley's still going to be senator tomorrow, you know, and
these things are not changing, but you know, the hope that like fortunes can change for, you know, people that need a union. I don't know, man. Like I said, it just comes down to like, I think my biggest thing about it today, I was thinking about it, and it's just like, do you want to be that person that's just like, you know, like liberals are going to be like, you're a traitor. But like, you know, like realistically, like, is he trying to find a way to affect change? You know, like, is he trying to find even going into the dragon's mouth to do it? Like,
yeah.
We need like strong labor. That has to be like, there's a reason that people like Sean Fain. So, you know, you got to remember your Seans. All right. You got Sean, you got Sinn Féin, which is a different thing, but also very integral.
They're all on the same spectrum.
Yeah. All in the same spectrum. So, Sean Fain is working towards an overall, you know, idea that is going to raise class consciousness through a proposed general strike in 2028, whereas Sean O'Brien is working more within his organization specifically to try to like get people like you know, integrated into the mission and hopefully get them on board for what's going to be upcoming for labor. So different strategies, and we'll see where like I think Sean Fain was today was out at the Postal Workers Union get together, right? Like he's trying to be a more broad, like just leader for all of labor, you know. I don't know, man, like there's been different tactics for labor for a long time in this country, but one thing like has to be understood, and that's labor needs more power to really affect, like if you want grassroots like progressive change, you know, like that a lot of that has to be done through like stronger labor conditions.
Yeah.
People tied up in bread and circuses and, you know, getting their own individuality shit is just not gonna allow for most of this fucking country to be brought to you know, a place of class consciousness that's gonna be, you know, able to foment some sort of revolution, be it however it may be achieved, you know.
Yeah.
So,
which, and I'd say too, is like, if it is going to be, you know, traitor to, you know, or any type of moral lines of where you should speak or not.
Yeah.
If there's a moral line to not speak at the RNC, then that moral line is crossed for the DNC as well. I was thinking about this the entire time. It's like, well, do you want him to fucking, you know, just go ahead and endorse Biden already? Because I remember the exact same people mouthing off when Sean Fain back in February or March endorsed Biden, and they were like, endorsing Biden, and he's still doing. It's like, so what's the choice here? Should labor just be completely, you know, uninvolved in anything having to do with you know, like labor should be seeking better conditions for people, no matter, you know, a lot of the times, like no matter like the path that they're going to take to do it, honestly. Like this wasn't even Sean O'Brien endorsing Trump. Like this was him doing a very, you know, very old style of coming in, kissing the ring and asking for concessions, you know, saying, hey, listen, these are the things that are necessary for labor. A good amount of shit talking, you know, towards corporations and shit.
Absolutely.
You know,
great shit talking about corporations, you know.
And that's
the longest speaker so far at the RNC.
Well, yeah, no, and that's where, you know, like, who are the people clapping at the RNC? Yeah. And like, how are they going home? And, you know, like, or what is the potential that there's, you know, like I said, right? If like if you can make the union more important than the party. Yeah. You know, and that's what, like, who knows, these are all just like, oh, maybe some seeds planted, but that's all you can do in a speech anyway. Is plant some seeds. And so, and that's where, like, and this is where too, if like there's like a bunch of speakers at the DNC that would start refusing to speak unless there's a ceasefire deal.
That'd be pretty sick. Yeah.
Would, maybe you could do something with a speech more, but that's where too, of like, who the hell knows? And like, I don't know. That's where, especially on like,
and that's the other thing with the DNC. Line. It's like, from what I, from the latest that I've read up to today, they haven't even invited Sean O'Brien. I don't know if they've invited Sean Fain. It's like, what's the plan, folks?
Lose. I don't know. Like, it's just like they want to lose.
What's the plan, guys?
Yeah, Kyle, and that's because Biden has been he's been trying. So like he did an interview with Complex.
Amazing.
It was recorded the day before.
Interview. It still doesn't have 100,000 views, by the way, 24 hours later. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, I don't even, why even do the interview if you're not going to promote it? Like, very interesting, Also, Speedy has been his best interviewer yet. Okay? It's crazy. In the past 6 months of interviews for Joe Biden, Speedy has been the hardest hitting one out of all of them. It's insane. What a great interview.
It's such ass.
And that's a low bar, but what a great interview. Like, Speedy's just like, hey, listen, man. My favorite was when he asked about Kodak Black, and you just see, like, Biden just blank out for a second, and he's like,
oh, God.
I don't think they like Trump. It's like,
that's what it's just like. It's like the guy can't think. Like there's like it's like there's some of these questions. It's just teed up for you.
Yeah.
Trump would have a lot of rich rappers because he likes hanging out with rich people.
Yeah,
and like if you can't deliver that line, get out of the chair, go home.
It's wild. I think the one part that he hits, and I think this is just more accidental than anything else, is like, I don't think this was savvy like politics, Joe. I think this was just like he literally couldn't think of it. Is one of the last parts where he asks him like, name one nice thing about your opponent or whatever, and he's just like, I don't think I can. And it's just like that. And I think that was generally him like trying to think. I don't think it was like that. That should just be immediately just like, oh, I can't think of that.
The thing where it's like he ruined it by explaining. Like he ruined it. It's like, oh, I can't. But he ruined it by doing that. Like he should have just literally just. I don't think I can think of anything, Jack.
Yeah.
Amazing. And leave it at that.
Yeah, that's a great answer. It's just like, fuck that guy.
Lester Holt's interview too.
Jesus Christ,
because like that's where it's like Biden is gonna try and fight like Joe Scarborough on the most softball fucking interview because he just cannot answer the questions of like, hey man, are you sure?
Also, Joe Scarborough threatening to quit today was very funny.
Oh wait,
very funny. Yeah, so like because they took him off air yesterday because they were like, him and Mika might get a little too dirty about a little too spicy about the Trump situation, right?
Oh
yeah. So Morning Joe didn't play yesterday, and they just did News Spot instead. So today on Morning Joe, he was just like, well, next time they want to replace us, maybe we just won't be here anymore, some shit like that. And I was just like, hell yeah, get him. Damn. Maybe we'll take Morning Joe elsewhere. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. Stand up for yourself, Joe Scarborough.
Oh my God. Join a union, Joe Scarborough.
God, man.
Jesus
Christ. What a time.
No, and and this is where
next time we're told there's a news feed replacing us, they can get somebody else to host the show, is what he said. Yeah. Amazing.
Oh wow.
Amazing. Yeah.
Oh wow. Joey mad.
Yeah. Joe real mad. Joe and Mika not gonna have it,
Well, I think too is like they took him off for a beat they took Joe off after the debate. When he had this, like, that's where it's just like, oh, you know, because like that's where it's like where the reaction to the debate the first night after the debate, you got a like real reaction, of what do these people actually think, and then it's like you see Van Jones getting phone calls and then changing his tune, you know, like you got people from one night to the next day who went from, oh my God, this is awful, he needs to step down, to, you know what, all you need to shut the fuck up because Joe Biden saved the world, actually, you know,
Jesus
and
Christ, man.
Yeah, since then, you know, you start seeing like, I mean, I don't know, it like the media does suck. You know, and it is, I mean, like they're just ass, you know, and like, and it's like, that's the thing, the fact that like Joe Biden and the Biden campaign have yet to be able to manipulate the media that wants to help them in a lot of ways, right? The media that doesn't have real sharp teeth at all. Like, if you can't make it here, you know, like, but I don't know. Joe Biden doesn't look like he wants to give up the keys, and world keeps turning.
Yeah, it's just gonna be this way, and I guess we're gonna see what happens. You know, who knows? Who knows what the next week may bring?
Who knows what the hell happened while we were recording this podcast, right?
It's true. Listen, anything can occur, honestly. Anything can actually happen.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And maybe it will, you know? Maybe we missed a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh shit, Biden stepped down?
No. Apparently he endorses changes to the Supreme Court. That's got to be Bernie again.
It's so crazy.
It's got to be Bernie again.
Of course it is.
Literally can't be, you know.
Of course it is.
It's not. Biden would never of his own volition, you know. Like that, well, this is just like, what do we start doing, you know, in the next couple of months to start shoring up support? Because obviously people don't want to fucking vote for me right now.
That's what you already made those promises.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. That's where people were like, because Pete Buttigieg pushed this. Pete in his campaign was saying expand the court.
Yeah.
And that the response, you know, from the Biden camp was, we're going to create a commission to look into it. The commission looks into it and says, well, there should probably be some ethics rules. Then the stories start coming about Harlan Crow and all the, you know, trips and all this stuff, Vergonia, and Dick Durbin has done not a damn thing. AOC, it's, you know, she put out, you know, impeachment for Clarence Thomas, which, you know, it's a news story for 10 minutes. It's a news story for 10 minutes, and then someone tries to take a shot at Trump.
It's something to put in her eventual campaign for like senator, you know, like she'll make a couple of ads out of it. Like, I want to impeach Clarence Thomas, you know.
It's pathetic, honestly, that like, because there's like this whole rent cap at 5%. They're trying to, you know, oh, we're going to do this. But like, they're always making promises off of getting 60 Democratic senators. And it's just like, hey, dog, that dog's not going to hunt. You just got to. You know what I need from a Joe Biden re-election campaign? Just like, I'm going to do it. Filibuster's gone. I get back in. That's the first thing we're doing with the, you know, the new session. All right. Like,
no games anymore.
That's where it's like, prove to me you can and do it now.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like you got the Republican House, right? But you've got the Senate.
Yeah.
Just take away the filibuster. Take it away for a day. Just to like show me you can.
Yeah.
Because there is no way, right? There's no way they can make a promise that actually gets people to vote. I don't know how you know what I'm saying? It's either you're voting out of fear, you're completely dissuaded out of any type of action, which I feel like there's more and more people who are just gonna be like, this shit sucks. But But yeah, I mean, like, I think like this behind the scenes push from like Bernie and AOC, and they're saying, well, stick with Biden. And they get to try and have some type of like policy push.
Yeah.
I mean, dog, your attention, you're tying these policies to a dead man.
Yeah. Sure are. It's wild. I mean, again, I understand the logic behind it, but
politically, okay,
yeah.
I don't want to, say any inflammatory language into the lexicon and cause,
I know what they want, but it's also like they're playing a game, leveraging their bets if he does win, but
it's a long shot. Fuck.
Yeah.
There I go again.
Yeah. It's all right. Listen, what are some things to look forward to, Marcus? Huh? What are your silver linings?
My silver linings are, man, or what am I looking forward to?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what the ear looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so curious as to what his ear looks like.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Amazing. Yeah. I bet it's weird.
I bet it's going to look real weird.
Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
Costa Rica? Who knows?
Fleeing the country?
Listen, I just had more smart retirement, No, I don't know. So many things to look forward to. We got the DNC in just a month to go now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be exciting. It's gonna be so eventful. Cannot wait. Anything can still happen.
Benjamin Netanyahu's coming on the 24th to DC to speak to Congress.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's true. That is going to be a thing that happens, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see.
See what the world has. God. Good luck, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Good luck, Joe Biden campaign.
Yeah.
Like, you got so many more bad days that are already built into this campaign. And then you're going to try and put him out there and do more interviews. And that's also fucking him up.
Yeah.
Get out there, gang. Good luck.
It's going to be cool. Well, next week, we'll do it again.
Peace.
Give you all the things. Take care, folks. Have a nice time. Click the like, subscribe, all that stuff.
Ring the bell. While you still can.